that's what's taking place in terms of the markets at this point in time. We do have the Midcap index, which is down around 0.3%. But let's discuss a couple of companies which stand out within the broader markets. Vishnu Chemicals is the first company that we are tracking this afternoon. It reported what was a good set of numbers across parameters. The margins expanded over 200 basis points on a year-on-year basis. To understand how the demand situation is, what their expansion plans are, and how it is panning out, we have with us the joint MD of the company of Vishnu Chemicals, Mr. Siddartha CH. Hi, sir. Welcome to the show. If you could just start by talking about this margin expansion that you've seen, which took place by around 200 basis points. How much of it was demand-led, and how much was it possibly because of a better input cost scenario?
Thank you very much for having me. The margins was definitely supported by stable demand and efficient production processes, what we have adopted. Certainly the growth in the margins was on account of improved blended realizations per ton across all our products. So it's over 40% of value increase, what we have seen in terms of value.
And value increase in Q3, Siddarth, but the revenue growth is 11%. So did you see some decline in terms of volumes this time? What was the volume and realization split in Q3? And what is it likely to be in Q4? Demand is stable, or has it improved?
We have completed our essential maintenance during Q3. Although this has not led to any delay in execution of orders which were on hand, but we have maintained enough inventory, and it was planned way in hand. And this essential maintenance has been done 2 years ago, and it has been successfully completed.
Okay. Can you break up the growth between the export and the domestic markets this quarter, and what your guidance is in terms of both the segments?
The exports and the domestic split is domestic is at 55% and exports are at 45%. And always this balance, there's a delta of about 5%, and that's where we are.
No, how did you all grow in both these segments in the quarter gone by, and what are you envisaging based on the trends that you're seeing?
We have seen a bit subdued demand coming out of Europe, and this has been offsetted by improved business environment in South America and North America. And moving forward, now that the natural gas prices have come off to an extent where they come at the low of pre-COVID levels, we are seeing a strong demand come back from Europe in this quarter.
Okay. So you've seen a demand increase from the European region on a quarter-on-quarter basis. Tell me otherwise, how is the export demand? As Ekta asked, how much did exports grow in Q3? Is this something that will continue? And because of whatever's happened in Turkey, the unfortunate event, are you seeing any supply disruptions? Because one of your competitors is in that region.
Well, let me tell you about our exposure to Turkey in terms of sales is only 1% on the overall revenue. And in terms of disruption with the peer supply out of Turkey, we are seeing a lot more inquiries coming out of North America because, customers are a little worried about will they be able to receive the supply on time. And we are working very closely with them to, meet those additional demand.
Okay. And how much did exports grow by in Q3? That is a number that we are looking for.
Like again, there has been a value growth of about 7% during Q3.
Okay, so you have mentioned value growth 2 to 3 times in the past in this interview. So Siddarth, just wanted to understand and dwell a little further in terms of the demand. Can you give us a sense in terms of whether or not you can push price hikes considering the value demand that you're seeing at this point in time?
So we're talking about 2 different verticals. The chrome chemicals, we see the demand remains resilient, and we are continued, inquiries from the regular customers, and we are closely working to add new accounts in the South America. And in terms of the sea freights have also come off quite a bit. That will also, reduce the inflationary pressure which the end users have seen over the last few quarters. And but what we are witnessing now is a very strong domestic demand. So seeing increased domestic share during the Q4. That's
But
what we are
you in a
anticipating.
position to pass on any kind of price hikes in the domestic market, and have you done so?
You see, actually, there has been a downward trend in all the commodities, like you talk about energy, coal, fuel, and all. And we don't have any as such input cost pressure at the moment. So, with that being said, there's no question of any price increases. We are more focused towards, adding more accounts, during the next quarters to come.
Okay. So that is on the existing business. You did see some expansions. The chromium capacity has increased to 10,000 tons per annum, has increased by. What does it take the total capacity to? What is the current capacity utilization? And barium as well, you are looking at increased capacity. What will it take the total capacity to? When will it come on stream? And once this capacity comes on stream, what are FY24, FY25 revenues looking like?
With the debottlenecking activity, what we have done in the chromium chemicals, we have added 10,000 tons of additional capacity. With that being said, the total capacity installed will be 80,000 tons on the SDC production. And we are currently operating it at over 80%. And in barium, there's going to be another 30,000 tons of additional capacity going to come online during next financial year. And this will be the combination of our new product launch, which is barium sulfate precipitated, and which is a complete import replacement product. And we'll be working very closely with the end users to get the product approved. And we are very confident on making this happen sooner than later. Because
then, Siddarth, once the approval comes, what is the revenue potential in the new capacity that has come through?
It will be very hard to give you guidance at this point of time, being a new product launch. But we'll be working very closely with the end users, and since there is no domestic supplier, I think we'll be receiving approvals sooner than anticipated. And for the first year, probably we'll be working at over 50% of installed capacities, and stabilizing the production and getting the product approvals from the end users.
Okay, all right, Siddarth, we're going to leave it on that note. Thanks very much for joining in and speaking to us. So that is Vishnu Chemicals. Stock is down around 4.5%. Talking on their Q3 numbers, it was a 200 basis points margin expansion that you saw in the company's margins in the quarter gone by. Take a short break, but we'll be talking to the next management on our radar. We have with us